Hey guys, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So, as you can see, I have another crown on. Now, I told you guys I bought a crown, but I didn't mention I bought four altogether. But we'll talk about that throughout the course of the video. Anyway, if you would like to have one of these crowns, I have been linking the place where I got them from underneath the videos. So the one yesterday was like ruby and rhinestone, and I linked that one under that video. And this one I'll link under today's video too, in case one of you wants to sit on your couch and wear a crown. Hey, why not? Why not, right? So today is February the 2nd of 2019. Today is my biological father's birthday. So I want to say happy birthday, Tyler. My father is in heaven, so hopefully he can hear me from here. Likewise, my play father, Papa Bear, who you guys know from this channel, he's one of our subscribers, and he's also the person who's given me the majority of the questions that we've worked through over the past couple of months. So we owe Papa Bear a debt of gratitude, and we want to send you an extra special happy birthday. Thank you for being good to me, and thank you for being like the father I didn't really get to know. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Now, today we're going to do a very Aquarius Q&A. I very quickly get questions. I'm always surprised. I'm like, don't they know everything about me by now? But it's always something else, right? So somebody gave me some questions. I have 5 here. So I'm going to answer these 5 questions for today's segment. So take a look. Number 1. Which signs frustrate you the most? I would have to say Capricorn definitely frustrates me because we're similar. We have a lot of similarities, but the differences are so big, and Capricorns are always trying to, in my feeling, control me and get me to do what they want me to do. And I hate it. I fucking hate it, you know? I'm always trying to break away from that and just do my own thing. And I'm surrounded by them. I have, like I told you guys, a lot of them in my life. And it has always been a consistent struggle to work with them. So it has been frustrating for me. But there's no zodiac sign that I really dislike. Out of the 12 of them, I have had positive and negative interactions with each one. So it's not one that I would say, oh, I would never be around them. But Capricorns do frustrate me because they're always trying to get me to do what they want me to do. And I'm like, no, leave me alone. So that's the hard part. Scorpios frustrate me because I'm always trying to get them to do what's best for them, and they're always trying to fake me out. Like they'll fake me out like they're doing it, but they're not doing it, you know, stuff like that. So me and Scorpios have a tendency to go through that. We have a lot of fun together, but when it comes to getting down to business, I find myself always on them. It's time to do this, it's time to do that. And it just, I hate to be a nag, you know? So that's one thing. When it comes to Scorpios, I get so frustrated between how to motivate them and how not to be a nag, you know? So it's always best when you can just have fun with them. And who else frustrates me? Tauruses frustrate me because they're so stubborn and about dumb stuff. To me, it's about dumb stuff. And I'll be like, why are you being stubborn about this stupid issue? We got things to do, you know? So they can frustrate me at times as well. Virgos can frustrate me. I guess it's all these earth signs are frustrating to me. Virgos frustrate me as well because it's like, whenever you have a disagreement with a Virgo, and I'm Aquarius, and we're both stubborn and we're going back and forth, you know, that can be very frustrating. A lot of times, me and Virgos don't get into it about anything they've done to me. We get into it about ideas. Me and Virgos could argue forever about ideas and thoughts and what's right and what's wrong. So that can be frustrating to me, but it's not usually a big deal. 2. What is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you? I had a lot of embarrassing things happen to me. Oh my God. Being with Voldemort with 2 years was very embarrassing to me. Now looking back on it, like I was a freaking idiot. But one of the things I can remember that was so embarrassing, and I tried to just keep it moving, was one time in my 20s, like, 20 years ago, I was with this woman and we were being intimate. We were having sex, and I called her another woman's name. Yo, when something like that happens, what do you do? You can't just like pretend like that didn't just happen. So I was just like, anyway, I tried to keep it moving, and she was just looking at me like, bitch, I know you not trying to just gloss over what just happened. And I was just like, okay, and I just kept talking and went on to the next thing. Um, uh, Needless to say, we didn't see each other again. That was the last time I saw her, literally. But it wasn't my fault. It was not my fault. It came out of nowhere. I don't know if she was thinking about me, or maybe she came into my mind, or I was reminiscent. I don't know. It came into my mind, and I said it, and I was like, shit. So yeah, that was probably really that was really embarrassing, and I couldn't recover from that. At least I recovered from Voldemort. I never recovered from that. She wouldn't talk to me anymore. It was just like, oh my God, this girl's an asshole. So she wouldn't talk to me anymore. So all I could do was let go and wish her well. All right. Can you use playing cards to do readings? Yeah, you can use regular playing cards to do readings, the 52 cards that people use to do poker games, or I Declare War. I Declare War is still my game. I still play that game. I love it. I still play Uno too. But you can use regular playing cards if you want to do a reading on someone. As a matter of fact, gypsies and a whole bunch of different groups. Some people still do that in the South. People who practice hoodoo. A lot of people use regular playing cards because tarot cards are nothing more than based on playing cards. It's the exact same system, except for tarot adds extra cards to it. I think it has like 20 something extra cards. If I'm not mistaken, regular playing cards are 52 cards, and most tarot decks are 78 cards. So they've just added some cards to it, but it's the same system. The king, the queen. I think they use the knight, the page. It's a very similar system. So you can use a regular deck because each card represents an element. It represents something that is already represented in the tarot deck. Because the 52 playing cards would have been first. The modern tarot deck, the Rider-Waite-Smith, the one that all the modern versions are based off of, came after it. So it's based on it. So you can use a regular set of playing cards. I don't, even though I could figure it out from knowing tarot, but I don't because there's so many beautiful tarot decks. Some of the times I get on here and I do tarot deck reviews. As a matter of fact, I'm doing one today. I have a brand new deck and I want to show you guys, anybody who's interested in tarot. And there's so many beautiful decks. Why would I use a plain old playing cards, But you can use them, and it works exactly the same way. Except for, like I said, you have more cards in tarot, so you have more probabilities and more answers and more stuff. But you could still do a reading, past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. You could still do a reading on somebody with a regular deck. I just don't because, like I said, there are some beautiful. I'm into collecting decks. Anybody that knows me knows I probably have like 400 decks. I'm just into collecting them. I love the pictures. I have tarot, I have oracle, and I know how to use all of them. Like I study each deck before I buy a new deck. I love them. So you can use them, but because the tarot decks are so much prettier, I love the art. A lot of times they have, exquisite art. Amazing. The deck that I just got is called the Starman Tarot, and it's based on the life of David Bowie. And the images are incredible. I just love the pictures. So yeah, I could use a regular playing deck like, some people do. And a lot of people do use that. If you go online, you'll see discussions about how people use them. It's just not my thing. What are your thoughts on Ouija boards? All right. So if you are into mediumship, if you're a medium, if you're somebody who can speak with spirits, you don't need a Ouija board because you are the Ouija board. If you're a medium, you don't need a Ouija board. You can just go, you can just be, and spirits will come up to you. You can see them in your sleep. A lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of you have told me that you've seen spirits, you feel spirits, you communicate with spirits. You don't need a Ouija board. You are the Ouija board. You are the thing that draws them, so you don't need one. A Ouija board is really for people who don't have abilities because they're the ones that would need it. We don't need it. And I do know some pagans that have Ouija boards or spirit boards, they call them, which is a very similar kind of thing. And some of them do, use them. But for the most part, people with the gift of mediumship don't need a board or anything else. They just use their ability. They can just go in their mind and call spirits forward or see spirits, or they go someplace and the spirits will just walk up and talk to them. I mean, they don't need a board for it. The people that would need a board are the ones who don't have spiritual ability, and the ones who don't have spiritual ability don't have no business calling upon spirits, because a Ouija board is nothing but cardboard and ink. But it's just like an altar. It's an invitation. It's a portal. It's an opening to spirit to come to you, to come, to the board. And some people use a Ouija board and nothing happens. I mean, they experience nothing at all. And then other people use a Ouija board and they get some freaky stuff happen. Something moves, the lights go off, the window slams, something happens because they have indeed called forth a spirit. And different spirits are stronger than other ones. So if you don't know what you're doing, if you have no ability and you just, a muggle, a regular old kid, because they sell these in toy stores, mind you. So if you're just a regular old 13-year-old who's full of angst, and you grab a Ouija board, an open portal inviting a spirit into your home, it's not a good idea. It's really not a good idea. So the kinds of people who would use one or who would need one really shouldn't be messing with one, because you don't know what to do. Once you've called the spirit in, what do you do then? How do you get rid of it? I'm waiting. You're not going to know. You're not going to know what to do. You're not going to know how to get rid of it. You're not even going to know if the spirit that you've called is really that spirit. So, for example, let's say you call upon your grandmother. Any straggler spirit can come through and pretend to be your grandmother, So a lot of people who have come to me and told me they have, called forth and they've had problems with paranormal activity in their home because they were playing with a Ouija board. And it's very common. I mean, like I said, they sell them in children's stores. But would I give one to my kid? Hell no. Would I recommend you playing with one? Not at all. If you're into mediumship and you want to learn mediumship or you have that ability, that's one thing. But to be sitting around playing with a Ouija board, summoning spirits, I definitely do not recommend. Not at all. I know a lot of people who have stories about summoning something that they either couldn't get rid of or plagued them for a certain amount of time. And it's not like you see on TV. It's not like the movies and, it kills you or throws you out the window or something like that. But these kind of spirits can be troublesome. They can come around. They can bother you. They can make noise. They can come into your dreams. They can bother other people in the house. They can make people feel sad and depressed, They can cause problems. They can cause a lot of problems. Of the energetic nature. It's not going to be like it is on TV. It's not going to be Hollywoodified, but it could be a problem. 5. What did you get for your birthday so far? Okay, so I bought myself 4 crowns. I got 2 tarot decks. One I'm going to do a review on and one that hasn't gotten here yet. And my daughter got me something very special that I want to show you guys because it's right next to me. And some of you guys might want to get one of these too. I'm going to put a link to this in the comment section. First and foremost, I want you to see that it came in this sturdy, long, sturdy box. Let me push this back some. And it has like this beautiful cover over it. I got from my baby girl a perfect replica of Professor Snape's wand from Harry Potter. Now, for any of you who are familiar, These types of wands are usually collector's items. People usually use them to, display. It's kind of artsy, that kind of thing. But for pagans, we could use these actually to cast or remove a circle. So that's what I'm going to be using mine for. Mine is going to be getting some work. It's really beautiful. And it's long. And it's the same one that Snape used in the movie. So, has a little number on it. So you can see its authenticity is really from this noble Harry Potter collection. So like I said, some people use them as just simple, collector's items. They may have them displayed in their room or whatever. But for me, and like I said with pagans, we use wands. We actually use wands and anthemes to do things in magic. So one of the things we use them for is casting a circle. It's a protective circle. You cast it like that, basically. It's a protective circle around a room that you're about to do a spell in, or a ritual in, or a ceremony in. Now, some people, most people's wands are wood or some kind of metal, usually. But they also can be made of crystal or anything really that you want. This is made of resin, actually, and they do have some that are made of real wood. I'm not sure where I got this one from. They didn't have real wood, but they had resin. So this is what I'm going to use mine for. I'm very pleased with this. This was the best thing in the world. And like I said, it's a replica of Professor Snape's. So if you watch the movie, the spells that he casts are with this wand. So I thought that was really cool because Snape is my favorite character from the series. So some people will use them for cosplay too. People that like to dress up and, do cosplay, they'll use them as well as part of their costume. So it's pretty much up to you. I mean, it's made of resin, so it's very sturdy, as you can see. And I'm going to put a link underneath here in case anybody wants to get one for their kid or for their collection or for their own circles or whatever the case is. You pretty much can use it for whatever you want to. And like I said, some people have like a stand and they hang in their room, and they're just like collector's items for diehard fans, So it depends on what you want to use it for. But yeah, those are the things I got for my birthday so far. I'll probably get some other gifts from family members, But that's pretty much it, I'm getting old now, so I'm welcoming it though. I'm 42, and I'm going to be 42 on February 13th. And I welcome it because a lot of people don't get to be this old. So I think it's a good thing. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you'd like to send me a love donation, I'll leave my PayPal. If you would like to sign up to get a tarot or oracle card reading, I'll leave my email. If you would like to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, I'll leave those tags as well. And check under the same section if you want to get a crown or if you want your own wand for your collection. Okay, guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and pass it on to anybody who might want to check it out. And I'll see you next time.